Hi, welcome presidents to the debate. Can we start off by giving a general introduction? You've got 30 seconds, starting with Yaman.
Hi everyone, my name is Yaman Birawi. I'm a second year LLB law student here at the University of Westminster. I am currently the treasurer of the University of Westminster and have seen it grow and grow and grow over the past year. I've been so happy and proud of the achievements that we've been able to fulfill. I also, throughout this year, founded the Student Law Lobby, which gave us students a voice when the university itself didn't fulfill its role efficiently enough for us.
Thanks, Imran.
Hello. Yeah. I am Jose. I am second year law student as well. I am ambassador as well. I am representative of second year. I am the president of the Spanish Society. Well, many things, but what I want to say is like, I have not been involved with these people maybe, but I just have been waiting for the moment to take over this society to be the best. I don't know, like people say, yeah, the CV, I don't do it for the CV. I do it for the CV. I want to be the best lawyer of the world. I'm going to take this society to be the best. Just vote for me.
Okay, moving on.
Hi everyone, my name is Omefe, as you guys must have seen from the t-shirts, and I'm a second year student. I'm currently a member of the Academic and Career Development Committee, which works hand in hand with the Law Society. And before I go any further, I just want to thank my campaign team for doing such an incredible job for the past few days. And I really appreciated your efforts and support that really helped me through this period. And as well, I want to thank my opponents. You guys have put on a good fight. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marius. I'm a second year law student. I've been a member of the Law Society for 2 years now. I've been a member of both the academic committee and the social committee, and worked together to organize events and promote them. And now I'm running for the president, so thank you.
Okay, I've got a question for all of you. You've got about 20-30 seconds to answer each, to keep it nice and sweet. Can you each provide an example of where you have led others and been successful?
One very simple, very clear-cut example is we set up a fundraising committee in order to fundraise for the society's events. Not only that, but also charitable causes. I was leading a team of approximately 5 to 7 students who would regularly run bake sales. We would organize them, liaise with other societies, for example the Baking Society here at the university, working together to ensure that these fundraising events would be the best that they could, and they were very successful, bringing in funds into the society and for charity, which was our aim at the start.
Okay, thank you, Yaman.
What was the question? How I'm successful?
Okay, no, can you provide an example of where you have led a group of people and how you were successful?
Well, I like leading people, you know, so I have done this many times in my life, and I can give you many examples. I have been working I have like a firm, a family firm, you wanna know, and I have been working as the one that was in charge of managing like 5 different summer camps. So I have been in charge of that. I have been making sure that everything.
Can you tell us a successful result from leading these?
Well, the successful result was that it worked out. There was no fire, you know.
Thank you, Jose. Can we hear from Efe?
Oh my God. I'll first start from my high school days back home in my country. I had 3 prefect positions. I was sanitary appearance and punctuality prefect, as well as a hostel master. And through the positions, I was able to ensure that students arrived early as much as possible for events, and as well as making sure that students kept to the right appropriate dress code. And that aside, I was also, during my first degree back home, I was the secretary of the Students' Union, and there was a time where there was a huge problem between the students and the university, and we had to come in line to try and pacify the students, and the students listened to us, and as a result of that, the whole problem was resolved. Thank you.
Can I just ask you how you resolved that problem? You said you resolved it, but how did you do that?
Yeah, we approached students individually at a point in time, because then it was kind of violent, so we had to do one-on-one approach with students, and we spoke with them, and as well as we had meetings with the university to try and reach at amicable solution to the problem. And not just that, and we had gatherings, us being representatives of the students, we're entitled to have gatherings with the students and hear the students' voice, listen to them, what they had to say, what their grievances were, and then we pass this information on to the university, which we're able to reach an amicable solution to resolve the problem that was at hand. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have a more recent example. I'm also the karate of the captain of the karate team, and I helped my my fellow students who are members in hard times. Some of them wanted to quit. Some of them said that this is not enough for them. I helped promote our dojo and our karate. In high school, I also was the class representative 4 years, and I dealt with problems from my classmates, and I was the voice. Basically, I was their voice to our teachers and our school directors.
And how will you use that karate to control your execs? I'm kidding, that's not a real question, don't answer.
I can answer it. I won't demonstrate it, but I can answer it, and I won't use it against them, because I'm all for unity, and one of the things that karate teaches you is to work together with your environment and adapt to any changes that come against you.
Thank you. This question is for Yaman. Do you want to take the previous question that was directed at Tahir first?
With regards to the workshops?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to remind everyone, on my manifesto, I said that I would like to refine the workshops, not necessarily focusing on the quantity of the workshops, but the quality of the workshops. Tahir did say in his manifesto that he would like to increase the amount of workshops, and I'm all for that. I would love there to be a bigger variety of workshops for students. Why can't we delve into, for example, public speaking workshops? Why can't we do workshops that perhaps a seminar just to inspire or to motivate all of our students to get their confidence up? What I meant by refining or having less workshops is to not have them so that there's 2 every week. We went through a period last semester where, because we were very resourceful in gaining these workshops, we got given by various organizations many workshops to provide for our students. So what we did is we tried to fit them in as much as possible. What this did is it kind of exhausted our students, or what I felt this did is it exhausted our students. Our students didn't know what they wanted to go to, because they didn't have the time to, know more about the workshops, investigate whether or not they wanted to go to it or not. So what I mean by less workshops is to pace them so that the numbers of attendance are greater through better advertising, and for there to be a better variety and not repeat the same workshops.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, get off my wire. Thank you. You said on your manifesto that you want to do one-to-one CV and interview help. How are you going to provide this when the society has over 600 members?
I am currently the Aspiring Solicitors Ambassador for the university. So, Aspiring Solicitors is an organisation that was founded by top lawyers with affiliate firms such as Norton Rose, such as Denton's, such as Bird and Bird, and I am in constant correspondence with the CEO. I was given this position very recently, and this is why I have not been able to implement any of it this year. However, next year, upon election, I have been given the go-ahead by the CEO himself of Aspiring Solicitors to advertise one-to-one CV and interviewing technique sessions with him and solicitors from the affiliate member firms. And obviously these, although it's called Aspiring Solicitors, they are branching out, so only recently have they got positions with various in-house... Sorry, there's a question?
Yeah, sorry, can I just say...
Is it burning or can you wait?
Yeah, no, it's just burning.
Oh, Gab's gone.
Obviously, Yaman's just mentioned Aspiring Solicitors and the CEO. Can you just elaborate on his background for a minute?
Yeah, the CEO is... His main aim is to promote diversity within the legal profession. He comes from a working class background with a very strong, not London accent. He's not what they call a proper speaking accent. He grew from going to a non-Russell Group university and got to working at Norton Rose. So through him, we will have access to many, many professionals who have willingly given up their time to provide these one-to-one mentoring sessions, and not just to cover CVs and interviewing techniques, but also cover vacation scheme applications and covering letters.
Okay, can we move on to someone else if that's okay?
Sure.
Thank you for your answer.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm going to go to Omefe next. You mentioned something about a new complaint system on your manifesto, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so can you please explain that in more detail, please?
With what we've witnessed this year from the tutors and lecturers, we've seen where the lack of competence from the university towards the students. Most of us here pay at least £8,000 a year. I pay over £12,000 a year, and I expect more. I expect when I send a lecturer an email to get an effective response within a week. I expect efficient results. I expect efficient feedbacks. And what this complaint procedure is all about is there's going to be a committee of members. If I'm elected as a president, we're going to set up a committee of members who are going to be dealing with such queries from students, be it academic, cutting across the law, as long as it's a law problem relating to the law faculty, University of Law, then the committee of members will tend to handle these queries and act as a pressure on the necessary department or tutor to bring back effective feedback for the students as soon as possible.
Okay, but as you identified, this is the law faculty issue. This is not really a students' union issue. Are you sure you're running for the right position? Shouldn't you be running for student representative instead?
Well, as you know, the students' union is a larger group which cuts across the law, cuts across business management, cuts across different campuses. What this complaint procedure is going to be doing is going to be focused on the University of Law of Westminster, and that's the job we're going to be doing. We're not going to be delving into other departments because we don't really have any business with that.
Okay, thank you, Efe. I think you had a point to make, Yaman. You seem to be on the edge of your seat there.
I would just like to bring to light again, one thing that really pushed me to go for this position was the fact that I wanted to improve not just society members but the university itself, the law school itself. We went up 6 positions last year in the tables, and I believe that we can go even further. What I did this year was, when we were faced with complaints, or when we were complaining, I took the initiative and founded the the Law Student Lobby, which is independent of the Law Society, which was just for the sake of our students, because I cared about my education and I cared about my companion's education. I cared about how the university was doing in its entirety. So to set up a complaints procedure, I think that as students we've already got a group, it is just on Facebook, and maybe we can incorporate it into the Law Society. However, that is already there. We effectively managed to voice our opinions when it came to the lack of organisation with the LPLS module. We got answers within a day of me drafting an email and getting over 100 students in second year to send it out.
Okay, so basically the method was bombarding lecturers with emails, and my point is, it's not for you. It's going to go back to Omefe, because at the end of the day, emailing, okay, that's what he's doing, but what does a law society have in terms of jurisdiction to go ahead and work with the law school? Have you spoken to the head of our law school, like Liz Duff? Have you spoken to her? Because at the end of the day, it is her place, and she can just burn your bridges and say, no, you don't have a right, you're just a society. Have you thought about the obstacles you're going to face in terms of that?
Yes, indeed, we're going to be faced with obstacles. The truth of the matter is, the Law Society as a body of the University of Westminster is recognized and valid. It can't be doubted. It's valid within the University of Westminster. That alone gives it a moral force, a moral backing to try and air the opinion, air the problems of the students of the University of Westminster, if they have problems. So it being that we don't have jurisdiction, we have the moral basis to take up the queries of students and present it to the University of Westminster's Law School to address these problems. And be it not whether they like it or not, like Yaman has said, with over 100 letters and emails we sent off to the LPLS model leader, you can see how the voice of the students can be heard, how effective it can be when students unite together to air an opinion or air a problem which is prevalent within the university.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Jose a question. I think this is going to raise quite a lot of concern, what you said in your first question. You said about the CV, and that was one of the main reasons you were doing this. I think the question is, if that's the only reason you're doing this, surely you're not going to represent the students correctly if you're doing it for the CV and not for them.
Well, I just try to be honest with myself. And I think that if I do it for the CV, I will say I do it for the CV. But I do it for the CV because I want to be, some people may say I am a dreamer, but I want to be, I will provide I want to be the best lawyer of the world. I know it's hard, but to do so, I want to provide as well the best society in the UK. And yeah, doesn't matter why I do it. You matter why I am running for this. You matter why I'm gonna provide. So why are you asking me this?
You keep saying I a lot when you're giving your answers.
Yeah.
Can you say what you're going to provide to the students in front of you?
Well, I have said you can read my manifesto, but I can say the manifesto for you if you want. The manifesto.
That won't be necessary.
No? Well, I'm gonna say the main point of it. I want, because you know, I don't come from England. You can maybe notice by my accent. But what I have realized is that we compete in Europe and we compete against everybody. I still compete with my Spanish friend from Spain. I am here in London, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna be a better lawyer or that I'm gonna have more chances when I finish my degree here. So me being president, I want to be, we are in London, so we have like an advantage because if we are competing in Europe, we are in the capital of Europe. And I don't understand why our university being in the city center of London, why we are not the best university, not of England, but of Europe. I want to change that, and you ask me how? Well, there are many things I want to do. I want to create for new committees, one about personal track. I want to do a magazine that's going to be a weekly update of what the university is like, or whatever you want to say. I want to provide sponsors not only in England, because as I'm telling and as I'm emphasizing, I think it's all about Europe, that we have to expand, we have to advance as a society. So I'm going to provide offshore sponsor, I'm going to provide language opportunities, I'm going to provide internships abroad, I'm going to make our society, sorry my accent, our society to compete in Europe.
How are you actually going to do that? You said magazines and things like that, but what resources have you got behind you to go about doing it?
I have said magazine, but when I said the magazine, I didn't mean towards Europe. About Europe, I mean internships abroad, I mean languages opportunities.
But how?
How, yeah. Well, you want to know how?
Yeah.
I can tell you how.
Okay.
Well, we are gonna talk now about family issues a little bit, no? We are gonna talk about my background. I'm gonna tell you everything, no? If you wanna know why.
Okay, we've got to keep it brief.
I have the support of a firm in Spain, one of the biggest. That is my family's. I have to say it. I'm lucky, am I? Yeah. I wanna provide the chance that I have. I'm so lucky. I'm gonna bring this opportunity to the society. I have been in Norway. I have been in that country for a long time. And I have a lot of connection there. I know offices there, and I have the support of them as well. So, just becoming in the position, I will provide right away Spanish and Norwegian internships and languages opportunities. What else can I provide? Well, we will see. Vote for me, trust me, and you will see.
Well, on that note, can we hear from Marius? Actually, we've got a question for Marius.
1 second, please. Okay. Oh, thank you, Yaman. I've got a list here and I'm trying to decide which one is the most evil question I can possibly give you. But they're all really, really nice.
Oh, thank you. I'm a nice guy, so.
Okay. How will you get more firms to sponsor the Law Society? That's too nice. I feel disgusted. How will you get more firms to sponsor the Law Society?
I can taste the sweetness. Well, basically, most recently I got accepted to a workshop hosted by Pure Potential, and they're gonna work with different law firms. We have a workshop for 1 day, but they're gonna assign us a law firm by the middle of the day, and we're gonna have a lunch at a specific law firm that is assigned to us. And from the list of law firms, I can pick up Allen and Overy, Baker and McKenzie, Denton, Herbert Smith, Freehills, Norton Rose Fulbright, and Slaughter and May. So through them, I'm going to contact the law firms and talk to them, promote the society, and hopefully we can get more workshops from them. We can get them involved in the society, both financially and academically.
Okay, thank you. I've got another question for Jose. You say that you will have a personal track with every member, with 600 members. How will you make sure that happens, and how is that even statistically feasible?
I like the way you ask questions, you know? It's very interesting. It's like a challenge to answer you. Well, what I want to say, you know, human beings is very hard to understand what they aim. And yeah, we have a society, but it's university, you know. If I want something, and if I want to achieve something, how can I achieve it? Like, because when I came here in England, I didn't know what I wanted, and now I know what I want, and I had the chance to talk to people and say, well, I want this and this. How can I get it? I have been looking for that since I came to university. And I know that's maybe very hard. What I'm trying to say in my manifesto is very hard, but that's life about. You don't have barriers, you put your own barriers. So we have if we do a committee, we have like 10, 12, 30 people involved in doing something. Why are we going to do it? Are you saying to me they're not able to do that? Of course we're going to.
Yeah, and because it's 600 members.
600 members.
So
600 members are going to be involved. They are that focused that they want to know what it's about. I'm going to give you a personal track. If you're interested, you want to do something in your life other than just going to university. If you want to stand out, that's what I'm going to provide you. That. If you want to do that, I'm going to give it to you.
So what will the personal track actually involve? So what will the personal track actually involve?
It involves, if you are interested in achieving something out of the box, or like if you just want to be like normal, whatever, you know, lawyer, barista, I don't know, whatever. You just need help, advice. You want to talk to somebody. You want opportunities. You don't know how to get it. How do I do it? Well, I'm going to be there. Our committee we are going to create is going to be there for helping, supporting, giving you guidelines about what to do, about what not to do. We are just young people. We are discovering the world. We have to help people. We have to lead, guide. How can I help you? Well, it's not about how can I help you. It's how we are going to help you. We are going to be maybe like, I don't know how big the committee will be. It depends how many people are interested in it. But you're going to have, like, going to say maybe 10 people working towards your benefit. So if you want to be that, we're going to try, we're going to look what fits you the best. Maybe it may be some bar competition opportunities, maybe some internship in some chamber, I don't know now as a running president, but you're going to have 10 people that are going to be with you, they're going to be working with you. They just want you to enhance your possibility, your prospect. How this going to be like? Well, it's not the same to be by yourself working towards a goal than working with 12 people more that are going to be supporting you, I think.
Okay, I'm going to take to his question.
Yeah, it's just a question for Jose. Like, I've had a read through your manifesto. Although I'm another candidate, you know, I still get to decide who to vote for president on the basis of merit. It's all right you saying that you're going to bring in international contacts in the sense that, you know, your family own an international firm. However, the university itself has over 600 law students. Not all of them are going to go and enroll into your family's firm. What about the people that don't want to go global? What about the people that want to stay in this country? Do you have sufficient links with the firms in this country in order to, you know, provide and boost employability for our students?
Obviously, I like your question, it's very good, but one thing I'm just trying to expand what the Law Society has been providing so far. I have seen like it has not been enough emphasis for being this London city centre into our European possibilities, but obviously the most of the people the way I think, I am aware that the most of the people don't think about like me. So my main focus is going to be about providing domestic opportunities, obviously. In terms of providing sponsors here, you said to me, do you have enough links? Obviously, you can't compare my links with yours or with Yaman that has been working with the society for 2 years. But after a summer of hard work and getting in contact with all these firms, I can guarantee you, why not? If some people have been able to do it, I don't see why I can't do it.
Okay, thank you. We haven't heard much from Marius. Has anybody got any questions they can direct at Marius? Okay, Astra.
Actually, my question with Marius is, in your manifesto you mentioned that you want to bring fun social events, like a mixture. What sort of fun social events would you bring to the Law Society?
Well, the social events we had last year were mainly, like they previously said, in the bar, and we went bowling, burritos. But I'm planning more active because as I mentioned before, I'm into sports as well. So I would like to bring not horseback riding like Emil said, but I want to see if people are interested in paintballing, in more outdoor activities rather than just staying indoors in a club or in university. because I feel that people now are more indoor. They tend to don't socialize that much. They prefer to stay indoors on their internet, and I think it's a good way to reopen your sociable skills by going outside in the real world and let the sunshine hit your face.
Thank you, Marius. Okay, should we have your question?
Yeah, my question is for Jose. I saw your video, and I'm pretty sure, has everyone seen Jose's like camping video on Facebook? Well, there was one thing I noticed that was abundantly clear, and you basically said that you wanted to eradicate black people and Chinese people.
He didn't eradicate.
Now clearly.
Let's calm it down.
Yeah, I'm going to kill all them.
Okay, let him finish his let him finish the question.
Guys.
So basically, what I noticed was there's a lot of competition, what you said, between black people and Chinese people. Now, I'm standing here, I'm clearly black, aren't I? In fact, there's a black guy sitting right next to you. And there are black people amongst us. So, it just seems to me that black people, basically, the competition they're bringing is sort of a negative thing. Why is it a negative thing? Why can't we flip the coin and make it a positive thing? And why don't we include more people from different ethnic minorities and put them together? And the more competition there is, there'll be a stronger law environment, and that ultimately would make a better law society. That would be that's my question.
Thank you, Jose.
No, yeah, I like your question because after I shot the video, I was talking to some people about how the video was like, and I know that the black thing people I said, it may lead to controversy, so it's good, like, I can clarify what I meant when I state that. I want to say that the fact I said black as I could have said like Spanish, Chinese, I don't know. Black is like the example we usually use. But why try to say with that, it's like we compete with everybody. We compete against every Indian, we compete against every Chinese, against every black person, or like, I didn't mean like, why is the bad thing about being black? I want to apologize if I did it wrong. I wanted to say that we compete against everybody. That was all I wanted to say. I want to say, I appreciate everybody and I like everything, you know. I'm just saying that yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. Let's hear from Margella.
Thank you. This one's for actually, can I have two questions?
Yeah, of course you can.
First one's for Jose, and it's based on your manifesto. You said here that you want to create a law society magazine. As someone running for communications, I don't particularly agree with that idea because we already have the Westminster Law Review and the QH, and I think it would just be a waste of resources. How would you deal with someone in the executive board disagreeing with something that you would like to see implemented in the law society?
Well, like what I wrote in the manifesto, what I think is the best for the society. Once I get elected, or like when we talk, or whenever, like if we see that it's not the best towards the society, obviously it may be scrap the idea. But I think like having a weekly review, a weekly up-to-date, not only about law events, but as well about how it's everything. We need something to be up-to-date about what little teach field is about. So if we want to know maybe about like sandwiches has increased £1 in 1 year, maybe we just talk about it. I just want something like people can relate to university with. I go to university, I sit with my coffee and I can read a newspaper, a magazine that is weekly for law students, something like you read and you're interested about.
Okay, thank you, Jose. Your second question, Argella?
My second question is to everyone. Having read all of your manifestos, I've seen like sweeping statements about we're going to bring in integration and get everyone involved and do this and that, and I think they're very kind of grand statements to make. How would you actually practically go about doing something like that? Or like kind of implementing the ideals that you stated in your manifesto?
Should we start with Yaman and go down the line?
Guys, can you just do like a few words as quick as you can, because we want to get more questions in.
Okay. Whilst I was campaigning, actually, I was talking to a first year who actually did bring up this issue. They felt that the Law Society was very second year based. What I would love to see is integration by means of getting them involved from the beginning, from their first week at Westminster until the third year when they graduate. How I would like to provide not necessarily executive positions, although I would love to expand the executive board further so that we can have people appointed from first year, second year and third year to be involved with the actual running of the society. I think that way we can get all years involved and hopefully build our integration.
Jose, as quick as possible, please.
Sorry, I was still thinking about the misunderstanding before, so I couldn't even listen to the question. Can you say again? No, because for me, you got a bad impression about me. I didn't mean that at the first place, so I have been thinking about mulling over it. So sorry.
I think the misunderstanding has been put under the carpet now. Well, I hope so, and this video will go up online, so hopefully people who had any questions, that was answered. But the main question was, how would you help people get involved?
Well, it's like you don't have to help people to get involved. If they want to get involved, I want them to get involved, and I'm gonna do the most to try to get them involved. Like, it can be like through. We don't need to advertise this multi-society because everybody know about it. It's one of the main society of the university. But I just want to ensure that if anyone wants to be involved in the society, they will be involved.
Okay, so Arj's waving at me because she said I said her question wrong, and before she throws something at my head, I think what she wants is practical reasons or practical things you're going to do to get your aims in general. So rather than saying I have a dream, so we want to know.
But what are you actually going to do? It's easy to say that.
Yeah, well, I have said I'm gonna provide the internships, I'm gonna provide the language opportunity, I'm gonna provide 4 committees, I'm gonna do negotiations competition that's gonna run because we have the bar competition that is runs in the bar society, but we don't have any thrilling competition in the law society yet. And I think we have to come up and to see what is the best, what the people want, but we need some competition. We need to be involved in all aspects. And to be a better lawyer, to be a better student, we need to compete against each other. So that's what I want as well, to provide some weekly competition.
Thank you, Jose. Can we hear from FA, please?
Just adding to what Yaman has said, I agree with his point on trying to get more people from the first and second year and third year to work hand in hand with the law society. But, however, adding to that, one of the ways we've noticed we have different societies across the university. We have the debate society, we have the bar society, we have the law review magazines. The law society can work hand in hand with these other societies to create competition, like the debate society. Bring up an issue that is in vogue then, and let them debate. Let the law society raise up members that are ready to debate on such issues, and then the debate society. For the bar, I think there's already something set up between the bar society and the law society where you have a mooting aspect of the law society. Make that more effective. Promote it not just within the university but outside the universities as well. Interact with other law societies in other universities, LSE, UCL, have good contacts with them, interact with them, organize events, organize competition within the law society. With that, you get more students interested, and also with the communication officer, which has to do with their roles. There was something lacking in the last administration, or this current administration, sorry, they've not passed out yet. with the current administration, the state of advertising was really poor. Internet-based, it was good, but physically, the students weren't aware. The students weren't informed about events that were taking place. So I think establishing a personal relationship one-on-one with the students will help also allow the students to feel involved with the society, to feel interested in the society, because then they feel more, they can relate personally with the communications from whoever, from every executive member of the society as to events going on within the university.
Okay, thank you.
I'll keep my answer a bit shorter.
Thank you.
Arjula, excuse me, Arjula asked, how can we produce unity in the society? How can we bring together the different students from first year, second year, third year? I
think the question was how you can put practical things in place to achieve your aims. It doesn't just have to be unity. Is that right, Arj?
Integration, okay, as integration.
What are you going to actually physically do?
Well, an idea is based from the experience I have in the society as a member. I saw that the society was mainly focused on LLB students and now closely this year to second year students. I want to bring in other students from European legal studies, from GDL and from the solicitors exempt. They're part of the law school and they're not really involved in the society. So I want to achieve this grand achievement from a grand position. And I want to work in collaboration with the future communication officer and future vice president, because alone you can't do this. We need a unity to bring a unity in the society.
Okay, thank you. I know someone's hand was up for ages, so I'm going to ask Steph first and then we'll come to you.
Okay, Yaman's spoken a lot about the firms that he's got contacts with already, chambers that he's got contacts with, and also government and other organisations. Jose's spoken about lawyers abroad. Omefe and Marius, what else can you bring apart from, just law firms? There's plenty of students who don't want to be solicitors. What else are you going to bring to them?
Well, one of the programs that I will try to implement if I'm elected as the president of the Law Society is this. First of all, students are yet to decide. Some haven't decided whether they want to be a barrister or a solicitor. Why don't we have events where some certain number of students within the Law Society or within the university can go to sit in a court, watch a court proceeding, look at how it's being run, do that for a space of 3 weeks, and just like the remarkable job the Law Society have done this year with CMS, where they had like open days and students went in. Have such events to run side by side, not side by side exactly. You can kick off one maybe with the court proceedings first, then you move on to the solicitors fair, and then students will be more equipped and informed on what decision or what career path they want to follow, and also create other available options such as the GDL, and bring in people to give speeches and workshops on such career paths, and the students are able and be more equipped and informed on what career path to follow.
Thank you, FA, very much. Can we hear from Marius?
Well, the best thing to do for the members is to listen to them. That if we listen to them, we can see what their future career plans are, and we can model the future events on their wishes. So my plan is to work together with the committee and with the present committees and the executives to create a method through which students can tell us their wishes and their future perspectives. And from there we can build on with new workshops and events.
Okay, thank you, Marius. There was a question at the back.
Yeah, I feel like there aren't enough social events at the school. Like, even in my second year, I'm always meeting new people. It's like, oh wow, you've been here the whole time. And I don't want, like, 5 years from now to meet someone, like be working in a law firm with them, and they'll be like, oh, I went Westminster as well. It's like, really? I was there too. I never met you. So what will you do next year to ensure that doesn't happen?
Okay, are you addressing it to anyone or everyone?
Everyone.
Everyone. Okay, thank you.
I think that is one of the best questions that I've been asked tonight, so thank you very much for that question. I've actually, that's been a concern of mine as well, because I've experienced the same thing where I've bumped into students, for example, in the CAF, and I find out that they're second-year law students who often sit next to me, in front of me, behind me, lecture, and I don't know who they are. What I would like to do is to have networking socials between ourselves. I know that it's very important for us to build contact with professionals and externals, but I think what's more important is to have a very, very strong network in and amongst ourselves. Why? Because, like you said, in 5 years' time, we will be the professionals. The person sat next to you is going to be the professional. They're the ones who will be able to, you'll be able to fall back on and say, oh, are there any vacancies at your firm? Or do you have any pupilages at your chambers? Or, X, Y, and Z opportunities. So that's one thing that I've actually tried to implement this year. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. Next year, if you vote me in as president, I would love to have networking events for our students, and not just us as Westminster students, but I would love to even expand that further with students across London, because I think it will be an amazing thing to have a very strong network of students in our university and across the city as well.
Thank you, Yaman. Steph, do you have a point to make on Yaman?
I think Yaman actually didn't give himself enough credit there, because we had an amazing launch party at the beginning of the year, which all students came to who wanted to. We've also got a massive summer ball happening, which most of it is being organised by Yaman. So I think the opportunities he is providing are there. I don't think you should say, oh, I didn't do enough this year. I think you've actually done a lot.
Thank you very much.
Hold him back. On a serious note, with the current administration, if you look today, the attendance here today, it tells a lot about the law society, the state of the law society of Westminster. It is an indictment.
A what, sorry?
Indictment.
To hit it down.
Yeah, for what you have done, for the strategy that you've put through, for the policies that you've implemented. Because if it was a success, the current administration, this place will be full. We'll not even be here. We'll not be here. We'll be in the main lecture thing, because we have 600 members. How many people are in this room today?
Okay, can I?
Yeah, we'll give you that.
As an existing executive and part of the administrative, the executive board that you're commenting on. First things first, this debate is the first time it's ever happened. We've introduced this, and it is a very new thing. We've actually, I think just a month ago or a few weeks ago was this debate decided. We encourage and we've bombarded our students with invites to this event, as we have done to many of our events. And unfortunately, I think our students lack the drive to come and take part in these events, and that's one thing that I personally want to change. One of my key aims as president is to actually inspire, motivate, drive these students to actually, do you know what, if there is law society elections, then I want to be front row at the debate, because it concerns me personally. That you're right, there is a big issue in the sense that our students feel like the Law Society means nothing, when in fact the Law Society is the organisation that will take you far further than any law degree or any form of degree can take you, because we're giving you not just the key skills that you're going to benefit from in your career, but also the networks that you're going to use in order to have a successful career. You're absolutely right, and this is one thing that I think has to change, and I am hoping that with me as president, with your vote, I am able to change that and take suggestions like that on board. So thank you very much for being
He seems to disagree with you and think that it has been a success. So, would you agree?
I don't think it hasn't been a success. I think that if you compare the society this year, as in with our executive team, and with the year before that, you will find that there is a drastic difference. There is a drastic difference in terms of size, in terms of becoming the most active society at the university, or one of, only competing with perhaps the ISOC. And so we are improving. You can't expect us to go from nothing, and I can promise you that when we took over the society, it was nothing. There was nothing going on. So you need to compare us, and you can't compare us with like Cambridge and Oxford, who have had, you know, long-standing reputation as the best societies. We're going to get there. Our hopes and our dreams is to achieve that sort of success, but you need to give us time and the opportunity to be able to provide that for you. Look at, just ask any, if you know any, and if you would like, I can put you into contact with some of the ex-students. If you ask them about the society before we took over and now, they will tell you that, you know, it's been a...
Do you think that you should concentrate less on people like him who are saying more workshops, and involve students more and lobby students? All you need to do, if you have a workshop, it should take you two months at least, for you to physically be there. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if it was not for effort, I would not have known there was a law society. Firstly, I didn't know there was a law society.
No, of course. I think one. Sorry, it seems like it's just a conversation, but it's a very valid point. It's a point that a lot of students seem to make. We need to be able to access all of the students, like Arjala and Asha and other, you know, and Eleanor have mentioned, social media can't be our only access to students. We need to be there throughout the day, as in when students are in term and in university and in lectures and in tutorials, because that's when they're going to hear about us. There's no point holding...
Okay guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you there because we're going on to communication, and this is the president role, and I think Yaman had a long time to speak, but the issue is you're making a fair point of what you think the Law Society is right now, but the reason we're here today is to see which one is the best candidate to take over, rather than discussing all the faults you think.
One thing is, every society, you have to have a target and say, by next debate, this is what's going to happen, so that next time we come and that has not happened, we can hold you to account.
So can we rephrase the question and ask all of the execs, what is your aim for the Law Society? What is your target? Would you be happy if I asked that question on your behalf?
No, that was a question for everyone, not just Yaman. It was a question for everyone, for him, Jose, and Phil.
Can I just say we are going to have to wrap it up pretty quickly because we are going over on the time issue. Okay guys, to make sure it's really quick and to answer the question in the briefest way possible, can you just give us 5 words each on how you are going to improve the society for next year?
So we don't have to answer about what the
That's 5. No, I'm joking, carry on.
I don't understand why we were asked a question to all of us and he just answered, and then I have to ask you about another different question. I have been thinking about question 4.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't understand. I've been thinking about it.
Okay, if you feel like you can answer his question in a, you know, if you feel like you can answer it briefly, then go ahead.
Well, nothing, no. I'm gonna stick to yours, but then what is the new question about?
I was just trying to summarize his question and basically say, he said the Law Society hasn't been a success this year, so I asked you to say 5 reasons of how you can, well, 5 words of how you can improve the society for next year.
5 words, like this.
Or a few words. If not, you can always pass on to FA.
Yeah, I don't think like I know when I answer this. I don't think it's appropriate.
First of all, we have to handle increased membership and not just have ghost members, but have active members of the Law Society, which we have to reach means that the communication officer and the other executive will have a very good hard job to do during that time. And as well as integration, integrate with the other societies around the university, integrate with other societies in external university, and thirdly, as well as get more sponsorship Yaman did an incredible job in the past administration. Did an incredible job in that. Seriously commended. And as the more he has done so well, it's remarkable. And congrats, Yaman, for your achievements. But however, we need some.
5 words didn't work, did it?
Just a moment, sorry.
It's alright, carry on.
Hope everyone, I'm not keeping you too long, sorry. Good? Alright, so he has done an incredible job. I think it's time for a fresh start. I think it's time for someone new. I think it's time for someone with a fresh devotion, dedication, commitment, passion towards pushing the
Are you saying Yaman doesn't have those?
No, I'm saying he has it, but I just said fresh.
Okay. But haven't you been part of the Law Society already?
Yes,
so how are you more fresh than Yaman?
Yes. I have been part of the Law Society working as a committee member, but I think it's time for me to move on to where I have a mantle of position and I'm able to influence policies, influence my own, create my own environment, influence my own ideas, and I will take the Law Society to the next step.
Okay, thank you, Efe.
Thank you.
We just hear from Marius briefly, please.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank the past executives and the current executives, actually, that they took the society literally from the ground and they built it. And if you're a member of the society, you've seen the improvement they have made within the society, both in academic and social events and in networking. Now, unfortunately, the present executive has to go, and I think their combination is best to stay with them. Now we need to build up from them and go up further and evolve into something more better, more stronger, and more united.
Thank you, Marius. Imran, can you make it quick before the tape runs out?
So, I want this to be as quick as possible. A question specifically to Yaman and then one to you three. Yaman, as the FA said, why shouldn't people vote for new blood to come in? You've been there for a year, you've had the changes that you wanted to do. It's time for new people. So that's your question, 1 second. And the other 3 people, you're all now 2nd years, so you had a year to get involved with the Law Society and take initiative. Why didn't you do that? Or is this just simply
I think that the whole freshness that they have or that they're requesting is something that I'm more than willing to adopt. That is why I would like to expand the Society Executive Board, which means to actually open up positions, and these positions will be written into the Constitution so that more people can get involved, because 4 people running a society of 600 members, we found that wasn't enough. That is why we actually opened up 2 positions, 1 admin officer, 1 editor, and also had a meeting and mistress for the meeting mistress and master,
we didn't have a mistress
because we do need the support. We do need the continual support. I don't want to ask the same question that Imran asked the other candidates, but where were they when these matters arose? Why didn't we not hear about them? If they're so passionate and they're so determined to improve the society, why were they silent for the past year when they have all these concerns? I'm sorry, but it's really unfair for them to say, oh, get rid of the old ones because we want fresh ones, when we have taken the society, like they've all happily admitted, from nothing to at least 60%, let's say, for example, without anything from them. I'm slightly, disheartened at the fact that, these concerns have been bottled up and not expressed when these are our colleagues, these are our companions, we are with them every day. I don't think that this whole thing about the new, get rid of the old and in with the new, I think that the way that we run the society should come from a new standpoint. However, I think that because I've already been part of the society, I'll take 1 minute.
1 second.
I think that with my experience as part of the society and building it up from what was nothing to what it is now, is something that will be valuable. I encourage them to take part. However, to run the society takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of experience which I have, and that's why
Thank you, Yaman. Okay guys, can we make the answers as brief as possible once again?
Yeah. I really appreciate your question. I really appreciate your concerns. It's quite sad to know that as being a volunteer of the Academic and Career Development Committee, it has been stated that our presence wasn't effective and wasn't helpful. It's quite sad that you guys stated our points. I didn't. Well, if I had the chance, I had 3 jobs I run presently, along with my schoolwork and along with my devotion to the Law Society. As much as possible, when I have time, I give it to the Law Society. And if I wasn't present for the last meeting, then I was working, which was the last meeting we had. That was on, was it on Wednesday or Tuesday? On a Wednesday, which I usually work in Citizens Vice Bureau during that day. So, I don't know, I have also be active in some of the events that you guys have run. So I don't know what it's about the hearing of feelings. I didn't state out any personal feelings I had against you, Law Society. I just only stated a point, which was that they've done an incredible job. It's time to move the society to the next step. So I don't know where you guys are talking about the personal feelings. I don't know where that's coming from.
Let's not address it as you guys. Imran was the one that made the point. Can I just put that out there?
He made mention that we are colleagues, we are companions, and he feels disheartened that we had all this bottled up for a long while. I don't know if anyone had really aired out a feeling or something which makes anyone disheartened in any form.
Yeah, okay.
So thank you.
Thank you very much, Efe.
Yeah, this was quite a personal question, and I don't want to transform it into a kindergarten ruffle, you know. As I stated before, and most of you who I see here have also been part of the various workshops and events they organized. You all know my presence. You all know if you went on both the Facebook community chats, both for the academic and the social committee. You can see that I was active also there. I volunteered at some points, and basically it was like a lottery. Maybe somebody volunteered first before you. Basically, first came, first served. So that's why I wasn't able to organize or participate in the organization of most of the events.
Okay, thank you. Jose, did you want to speak?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, I just gonna say that for me, the reason why I didn't get involved as much as I wanted is really personal. So if anyone is interested to know the reason why, please come to me and ask me. I would gladly answer you the question.
Okay, we're going to have 1 point from Tahir, and then you can give your conclusions. Okay?
Okay, I just agree with the election coordinator. What we'll do is, basically, I have questions for each and every one of you guys, but we'll just say 1 minute to just give a quick response to my questions. So I'm going to start with Marius. Marius, your manifesto states that your aim is to bring in more law firms and to do all of that stuff. And as part of the current executive board, I personally know that we have sent out over 50 proposals to law firms. They give harsh rejections, and this includes even city firms. And we did get back 49 out of the 50 that said no immediately. They said no. And once you get a rejection from a firm, you can't do anything else. I mean, I think for you to aim that you're going to get more law firms, it's easy to say it, but how are you going to practically go out and get these law firms when they're rejecting you with a simple generic email that gets sent just to everyone?
Well, basically, one of the first will be to collaborate with not only me, but with the other 2 executives, and we can all contact the firms. And if that doesn't work only from the society, I think if we bring law firms to our university, that also benefits the university. So we could get in contact with the school registry and to ask for their help to contact and pursue the universities, the law firms to come to our university.
Okay, thank you. Your question for FA?
My question for FA is again based on the manifesto. I saw the traffic light system that you want to utilise for complaints. Now, as you're aware, we've all had issue with the LPLS module in second year in terms of the remarketing and stuff. Now, there was a law lobby that got initiated that did inevitably the same thing. So would you not feel that you're just building up on something that's already been fully established?
Well, that was a law lobby organized by one man. This is going to be organized by the Law Society, and also it's not just going to be directed towards courses which are being attended by university, but it will delve into other issues. It could be personal issues, it could be financial issues, and this from a broad range of perspective, where these issues are going to be directed to the complaint procedure. So it's not just going to be a one-man army, but it's going to be a law society, the voice of the people.
Okay, and
I've already asked my question earlier. So.
Okay, your question for Yaman?
Yaman, your manifesto is extremely focused towards law firms in general. I'm just quoting. It says you already have firms such as Omefe, White Case, and Olteanu. Just out of curiosity, have you been in contact with any chambers, or what are you doing to actually make sure we're including those that are interested in going into partnership?
Okay, firstly, just some good news to our treasurers who are running. I actually got confirmation from Olteanu they will be sponsoring the society, thankfully, next year. Now, with regards to support from chambers, I've been in touch with chambers. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. I think there's King's Court or I'm sorry. I'm personally wanting to become a solicitor, so the bar isn't something that I've looked into personally. However, I do understand and acknowledge that a lot of our students, such as Aisha, such as I believe Steph and Aaron, who have involved in mooting, who have competed ferociously throughout the past year in our mooting competitions, that there is a very keen interest in the bar. Unfortunately with the bar it's a lot more competitive because of the nature of the profession. However, I will persist as I did last year until I get a positive response for you guys.
Okay, thank you, Yaman.
Guys, so now you can ask questions to each other. Yaman,
if you've got any.
Sorry, I just have one question, because this was a concern of mine, and it was just to Omefe. Do you think that with 3 jobs and with your education that you will be able to balance the dedication and the time and the effort and the hard work that being the president of the University of Westminster Law Society is going to need without compromising the work that we've already achieved?
I appreciate your question, Yaman. Yes, indeed, I can. And we have if I'm elected as the president of the Law Society, we still have a long period to kick off. We have the summer period, and the job which I'm doing is just a period for a year, which runs out in May for the Citizen Advice Bureau and the solicitors firm which I'm working with. So I only have just one paid job which I can handle, and my education and the position as the president of the Law Society. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other questions, or are you ready to do your concluding speeches? Are you ready?
20 seconds.
20 seconds apparently. Go.
And then we go over.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds, go.
Okay, first off, academia. I set up the student law lobby, which is very successful in voicing our concerns with regards to the education at the law school. Secondly, socials. I actually organised with an organisation called Invasion a tour of legal Europe, which I hope to roll out next year in first semester. That's just one of the many events that I have planned for you guys. The third point is employability. Like I said previously, refining the workshops and increasing the variety of workshops.
Time's up.
For
Jose,
you guys.
On to Jose. Thank you, Yaman.
Yeah, well, I have already said what I'm going to do for new committees, like sponsors, offshore sponsors, like opportunities abroad, like those things. So if you like my manifesto, you like my plan, you want to vote me, you want to trust me, please do it.
Thank you.
I'm going to be really quick because I want to leave here as soon as possible as well. Well, first of all, I'm going to be a president who's going to listen to the people, someone who listens to the students, someone who takes into consideration students' welfare within the university, create a better university experience for the students, create networking and employability and career development of the students, and also channel events to face both career aspects of being a barrister and a solicitor for the students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vote Omefe for president.
Marius?
I think we all want basically the same thing for the society, to bring it further, to make it better. I just want to make it more united, more diverse, and I want to bring more of everything. I can bring more change than your pocket. Vote Marius.
Thank you. Thank you.